Hey guys, this is Jeff with Hubb's Trophy Whitetails. We're on the back side of my property that I share a warm season grass field with my neighbor. We've got big blue, little blue Indian grass in here, and basically what we do every year is we try to do a burn on it, and we'll start this year with a south wind. We're going to start on the northeast side, burn into the wind, and that way we boil the sap on any trees that's in there and we get a good burn on the property. So I'm going to start down here on this northeast corner, that is, and then we'll burn all the way into it. Hey guys, I'm walking along here doing a little prescribed burn, as you can see, on my creek on the outside edge of this food plot. And I'm walking across here and I have found a dead deer. You know, nothing huge by no means, but it's just a little buck. So I'm just kind of heading back up here to check the other side. And guess what? I see a shed. So we're going to head up here. It looks like at least a 4-point side. Yeah. And guys, that's my house. Right here behind the house. Just a really nice 4-point shed, as you can see. So I'm guessing that's probably to a 2.5-year-old buck. We'll kind of walk around here a little bit, see if we can find the other side. Well, I'm finishing up, guys, on burning some timber, getting all the leaves kind of off the bottom where we can get a little bit of growth. And I come across the other side of this pond, and I can see a deadhead laying over here. Looks like probably a 2.5, maybe a 3.5-year-old deer. Get over here, and yeah, it looks like a little 7-point. So I'll make a call to Cedar County Game Warden Derek Farwell and see if I can get a written deposition, get a tag for this deer here. But again, just another one of those things that you find after season. Whether this thing got hit on the road and made it this far, or someone shot it and it made it this far, or disease, who knows. But gonna make a call and see if we can get all this done upright and legal. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to show you guys the proper procedure to follow in order to obtain that deadhead legally. And I've got Game Warden Derek Farwell with me here from Cedar County, and he'll explain to you the right procedure to follow.
Sure, Jeff. What we require is that if you find a deer with the antlers attached to the skull plate, that you contact a conservation agent within 24 hours. And so we want to maintain the legality of those deer that are possessed, and this is not a deer that was poached or a deer that was not properly checked and tagged, and so you'll receive the authorization that allow you to keep that. It doesn't apply to sheds. You know, when the deer has shed the antler and it's no longer attached to the skull plate, this is not required.
Okay.
But if there's an animal that still has the antlers attached to the skull plate, we want to be contacted to where we can make it legal and there's no questions asked.
Exactly. Well guys, that's the proper procedure to follow when you do find a deadhead, and that way you can go ahead and obtain it legally. With social media being what it is today, guys, and everybody having a cell phone with them where you can take a picture, send it to your buddies, the next thing you know, that information is getting back to the game warden or to the sheriff, and you're putting yourself in a bad position. So just try to follow the procedures, do it legal, and that way you can obtain and keep a nice deadhead like this. Well guys, this is my deadhead, and granted it's not a really big deer, but it gave me a good opportunity to share with you the proper procedure to follow. So whatever you do, follow the procedures, follow the law, and do it right, guys. Well, guys, as you can see, we got a great burn here. I mean, it really burned everything off. And like I said a while ago, this was about a 6-minute job. This went fast. So I'm basically zigzagging out here in this open, kind of looking around, and lo and behold, there's a shed. So here we are, April the 8th, and still finding sheds. Which, when you got grass that's 3 to 6 foot tall, it's hard to find sheds like this. And there's a little damage from the burn, but still, just a nice, probably a 2.5-year-old buck. Just a dandy little 4-point side. So I guess we can add that to the list of sheds. Well, I'm walking along here in Kansas. I'm pretty close to the old homestead on this property, and there's a little trail. And I look up here and it looks like some kind of a bone to an animal. The closer I get to it, the more it looks like a shed. It's just an odd shed. I mean, check this thing out. I mean, you can see the base now. I mean, that is the oddest shed I think I have ever seen. Isn't that a weird looking thing? Obviously a shed. So, wow, at least I made a find today. This is, now let me look at my watch. Wow, this is March the 25th. I basically come over here to check 3 different cameras and try to get prepared for spring turkey season here in Kansas. I've got a corn feeder here that's been giving me a little bit of trouble with the corn falling down on the spinner. So I basically turned it on its side and dug in there, and the last probably, I don't know, there's probably 80 to 100 pounds of corn in there that's all soured, where this feeder has basically been leaking some water. So I basically dumped everything out, dug it all out, and I'm gonna have to bring a couple of buckets of water and a brush in here and clean it up. Then I'm going to take some silicone caulking, caulk all the cracks in it and any place where I think moisture might get in. Let it dry, put corn back in there, and get her rolling again. But just thought I'd share this cool looking find with you.